What's up, guys? Back at it again. Want to make a video about drones. That's the word of the day. Drones, drones, drones. Drones, drones. The reason for that, why? It seems like drones are invading our airspace, at least where Pete Hegseth and Mark Rubio are staying at. I don't know where. I think they're like somewhere in Pennsylvania. I don't know. But they are here, and I think it's very important to recognize that these drones have been here. They have been over American airspace for a long time. I've been reading the reports here. Anyone that's kind of like a UAP, UFO guy that kind of like investigates this stuff, there have been drones that have been intruding our airspace since around like 2017, I believe, 2019. So let me just type here on Google really fast, like drones over military bases. So here's a report. Multiple waves of unauthorized drones recently spotted over strategic U.S. Air Force Base. This is March 20th, 2026. And let's just see here, Louisiana Air Force Base. Here's the thing. I read a report. It was an article. I read it like earlier this year, like in January. Crazy, that was 2 months ago, 3 months ago. But the military has known about this threat. I'll call it a threat just because if there's drones that are going over military bases, spying us, surveilling us, that is a threat. That's a military threat. But the military, the army, they haven't been able to stop it. They know these drones are going over there. They're going over the airspace. And they can't stop it, can't prevent it. I guess there's some legal loophole where like you can't shoot a missile inside of American jurisdiction or something like that, or inside of like American airspace. It's something like that, but they can't do it. They can't shoot missiles at it, or they can't bring it down. It's kind of crazy, right? So they've had this problem for quite a few years, since I believe like 2017, 2019, something like that. But reading this article here, so Barksdale Air Force Base detected multiple unauthorized drones operating in our airspace during the week of March 9th. Captain Hunter, Ringer, 2nd Bomb Wing, blah, 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 ABC News. So, observed multiple waves, 12, 15 drones operating over sensitive areas of the installation, including the flight line. Dude, that's so... How are they letting this happen? Certainly it seemed to be more than just your average drone enthusiast. It looked like this was deliberate, intentional to see how just... It looked like this was deliberate, intentional to see just how they would react. The analyst said with high confidence they expected unauthorized drones to continue to operate in and around Barksdale Air Force Base and in the immediate future. I think it's China. Flying a drone over a military installation, not only a safety issue, it's a criminal offense under federal law, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that was in March. Okay, let's read another one. I'm going to open up Reddit 4 days ago. March 9th to the 15th, 2026, multiple waves of 12, 15 sophisticated drones swarmed Barksdale Air Force Base. I got the same deal. But there's another one. Okay, 2024. Unidentified drones swarming U.S. military bases, what this could mean for future defense strategies. Okay, this is October 14, 2024. It's been happening for a while. According to the Wall Street Journal, unidentified drones have been observed surveilling sensitive U.S. military sites, including Langley Air Force Base, Virginia, Edwards Air Force Base, Nevada, this past year. At Langley, it's home to advanced F-22 Raptor fighter jets. So what, China's surveilling our F-22s? This is bad news. What the heck are we doing, man? Who's in charge here? U.S. Air Force General Mark Kelly described seeing drones 20 feet long. So the drones are 20 feet long, 6 meters long, flying between 45 minutes to an hour after sunset over 100 miles per hour. That's pretty fast. So 20-foot drones, 20-foot long drones, hovering in the air flying in the air for 45 minutes to an hour and flying at 100 miles per hour. That's crazy. The drone sightings continued for 17 more days, raising suspicions of the potential involvement of foreign adversaries like Russia or China. However, the origin and operators of these drones remain unknown. This is wild, man. So, who the heck's in charge here? And it says here U.S. Air Force General Mark Kelly described seeing drones. So he's a general, and they can't. What is this bureaucracy that's kind of messing things up? Where like we have an enemy. Let's just say it's an enemy. I don't like to use the word because it could be UAP, but let's just say it's China or Russia. They're going over our airspace and they're looking at our tech and they're spying on us. This is bad. How is this not on the front page? If this was like seriously like maybe in the 90s, it would have been different, or like early 2000s. I think something would have been done. And let alone if this was like, maybe the Cold War, like in the 80s, like 70s, like it'd be like World War III, right? I don't know. U.S. laws bar the military from shooting down drones for fear. Here we go. U.S. law bars the military from shooting down drones for fear of risks to troops and civilians. The option of signal jamming was reportedly ruled out as it would potentially interfere with key emergency and Wi-Fi systems. Here's the thing: some of these drones, they're unjammable. Like they try to jam them with like the tech that we use to jam, conventional drones, and they can't be jammed. So they're pretty advanced. And this report comes after a Chinese national was arrested for flying a drone near Langley and photographing Navy ships in January. However, the FBI found no links to the PRC government. Of course, there's got to be something, a link. Even if there's not a link, think of the worst, right? To survive. I mean, if you're military, right? Okay, so there's two narratives here. Narrative A: these drone incursions pose a serious threat to national security. Duh. Foreign adversaries could be gathering crucial intelligence on America's most advanced military assets. Yep. The Pentagon's inability to effectively counter these drones exposes significant vulnerability in national defense systems. Correct. Another narrative. An opposing narrative. While this report is intriguing, it's possible the drone sightings might be exaggerated. Nope. Without concrete evidence of foreign involvement, it's premature to. Okay, they're over the freaking base. What do you mean it's premature to assume malicious intent? Overreacting could lead to unnecessary tensions. No, they've already crossed our boundaries. There's no overreacting here. Overreacting could lead to unnecessary tensions with other nations, as shown by the extreme reaction to the previous PRC spy balloon incident. What the heck? These drones are a serious issue, and I'm surprised. Like Trump, remember he told us in January that he was gonna freaking tell us what the New Jersey drones were. That didn't happen. Like, come on, man. And I'll tell you a theory. Hold on, I'll tell you a theory about drones. Like drones in Jersey. But here's another article. Let's see. I'm gonna go way back. Okay. This was something that I saw. I'll probably post a link, but there was a guy on YouTube. I forgot the name of the channel. Let me just type it out. Like here it is. Okay, so there was a YouTube channel. I forgot what it was called, but it's a really good one. I'll remember it. But there was a guy who interviewed a police chief. I believe it was Nebraska. And this police chief, he actually saw these. I found it. It's called The Good Trouble Show with Matt Ford. That's a good channel. But the title of the video is called Mysterious Drones Captured on Camera by Nebraska Cop. So Nebraska Cop captured some drones on a video cam he has video footage of drones caught on camera. But anywho, yeah, this is a great video. I'll put the link down. But the police, I think it was a chief, or let's just say call him, yeah, it's a Nebraska chief of police. He says he saw these drones flying over like his neighborhood or flying over his territory. They chase it down, him and another cop. The drone was like flying down, like I guess it was like 30, 45, 60 miles per hour. It actually stood its ground. They confronted it. And then once they shone a spotlight on the drone actually shined a light back at them and like illuminated the whole scene. Like it was nighttime where he's chasing it, and the whole scene got turned to day. Like it was such a powerful beam of, it wasn't even a beam, it was like a wave of light that made the whole night turn into day pretty much, and they got blinded. But he says that he saw this drone and he doesn't believe, if I can, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he just thinks that that technology is way too advanced to kind of be explained by like conventional, like I guess even military tech. So I'll put the link down. But I was gonna say these drones have been here for quite some time. So I believe since 2017, 2019. And with the Jersey drones, here's my theory on that. Maybe you can quote me or whatever, like in a few years. But I think we were sending our own drones over there to kind of obfuscate or whatever the real anomalous, I guess, phenomenon that was occurring. So, excuse me. I think there was UAP or UFOs that were actually there in Jersey, like real like orbs, real like, unidentified flying objects, whatever you want to call it. I think they were there in Jersey, and then the U.S. knew it was happening, our military, our government, and they flew their own drones there just to kind of muddy the water, blow up a smoke screen and just say, yeah, those were our drones. And then Trump, he said that he was going to tell us, and he never went through on his promise. So it's kind of bad. So that's kind of my theory, and you guys can quote me on that. I'll probably be, maybe I'll be wrong, maybe I'll be right, but that's kind of my theory. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about these drones? I mean, I think everyone who follows this stuff, UAPs, UFOs, extraterrestrials, drones are like a serious matter, and I think more people need to like learn about this stuff, especially now that we're gonna go into war. I just made another video. We're gonna like about the draft and stuff, but like yeah, drones, that's like the next level of technology, and like it's a very very serious matter. I think everyone who kind of like likes this subject matter of the unexplained, paranormal, you have to really investigate drones. The drones over our military bases, drones over our territory, over the U.S. Continental U.S. They're there, and then some of these drones, we don't know where they're coming from. They're staying up in the air for hours at a time. We can't do that with our tech. At least not that I'm aware of. Maybe we have secret tech, but if we have that secret tech, then that why is that technology not being shared for other purposes? But anyway, that's what I wanted to make a video about, just drones. So you guys, if you have any questions, comments, let me know. Put down the chat. I think drones, very, very awesome topic. And I think everyone should learn more about them, especially if you like the stuff. That's all. See ya.